Hello. Rabbi James Jacobson-Maisels once offered me this teaching on Psalms on Tehillim 104 that he quotes. The quote is uh, uh, Leviathan ze yatzarta l'sachek bo. The Leviathan you fashioned to sport with, according to the ArtScroll interlinear Sabbath and Festival of Siddur. He created the Leviathan to sport with. And Rabbi James opened up this idea, taught this idea that as an inspiration of one approach perhaps to the big things in our lives or the troubles in our lives. They can be maybe like a Leviathan. But what happens if we don't see them as a Leviathan, even though they can be scary, and they are scary frequently, but that don't have to take that seriousness so seriously. And how does one do that? Or what's one possible approach to doing that? Well, this week's Parsha, we have, or this VaYayshev, where Yosef has a lot of adventures with his brothers, and goes to Egypt against his will, and is a slave, and now is being tempted by Potiphar's boss's wife on a daily basis. So this is not a stress-free existence. And, you would think, what a test to have, faith. But yet, we have him saying, when she's trying to lure him day after day, he still has such a strong faith in God. He says to her, about the possibility of, being with her. He says, "Ve'ech e'aseh hara'a hagadola hazot v'chatati lelohim." How can I do such a great evil and sin against God? How can I do such a great evil and sin against God? You were sold in slavery. You did all these, don't you have enough to have a beef with God? How could you not feel how could you still care? How could you still have that? And one idea is perhaps he saw that in his troubles that he wasn't alone in them. That, yeah, I see you, big trouble. I'm taken down as a slave. But then it's but I see that that's not all that's going on. You're trying to sport with me, God. You're trying to, that it's really, really serious and really hard, and yet, there's something going on here. I know that's not the whole deal, and I'm gonna play with that as much as I can. I can find if one could say such a thing about such a serious matter, not to take any of it lightly. It's not about taking it lightly, but it's not about, how do you face your trouble? How does one face the Leviathan? It's I'm going in, and I'm not going in alone, and it's not going to bring me down. I'm not going down. And, Rabbi Zelig Pliskin has a great teaching about, if there's troubles or anxieties or the things I don't want to happen, to just switch it around, oh no, I don't want to have this difficult conversation, or I don't want this embarrassing moment to happen, and then it's all right, that? Say the opposite, I'm looking forward to this embarrassing moment. I'm looking forward to it. Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. You know what? Bring it on. Embarrassing moment? Okay, troubling, difficult. Yeah, sign me up. Sign me up. God's there too. Sign me up. God's there too. Sign me up, Leviathan. And, also perhaps Yosef had the understanding coming from the family he did. Yaakov, his grandfather, was Yitzchak. These were not people with simple lives, easy lives. And Yosef maybe didn't develop the idea or perhaps the illusion that, okay, after this troubling thing, now I can really enjoy my rest of my life without any troubles. It's just going to be a smooth ride, vacation. Maybe he realized, his life might just be sporting with Leviathans here and there. And my bracha is, may we each, whatever our Leviathans are, may we be able to sport with them May we rise to whatever test that God has for us, and may we do so with joy and faith.